Hotel Okura, striving to make your stay more than yet another conference. The Imperial Hotel. May you be searching beyond all grandeur for the reality of your host country. Bamboos. Delicate symbols for Japan's original community-mindedness, nowadays clearly reveal damage and death of nuclear radiation, even hundreds of kilometers away from Fukushima. Superb Japanese meals. Yet seldom do people know how the total lack of other goods and articles in the turbulent post-war years has greatly contributed to the sophistication of the Japanese cuisine, to express to guests appreciation and esteem. How many informal talks outside conference rooms are much weightier to Japanese than impersonal statements and good-sounding paragraphs. You will also be looking at gardens and cultural beauty in all its richness. But please do not forget the fact that Japanese are increasingly out of touch with their own culture and history, since most values and idealistic concepts have been wiped out during this materialistic odyssey of 67 years after the end of World War II. This is quite personal. When I heard of this second IMF conference here in Japan since the end of the war, I was strongly reminded of my high school colleague who was dreaming of a career with NASA. Richard, I often wondered how you could adapt to the completely different environment of finances in your position at the World Bank. How good it would be to meet and talk, now that we both face the important task of drawing conclusions out of our so different paths and careers. You have reached the pinnacles of the capitalist world. I have stayed with simple life and the people. You have withdrawn into retirement early. I have just taken up the greatest task of my life. But the princes of materialism and economic wizardry have left the Japanese people perplexed. Here are two snotty placards. Men of Japan, don't hesitate. And in arrogant wording, drink, it's the real taste. Why in all the world would progressive Americans feel an urge to ridicule their host country, especially the culture of the ancient warrior class? There is even proof that the US managed to keep Japanese politics inaccessible for the average citizen by setting up and financing fake and extremely noisy, aggressive right-wing groups abusing the anthem and national flag. But what is still unknown to the Japanese public is the fact that not only Commodore Perry with his black ships, but also President Roosevelt, as well as President Truman, who gave orders to drop the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and even the General Douglas MacArthur, were top members of a secret so-called brotherhood which believes in itself to be the hidden rulers of the world. Instead of picking the most able individuals out of those thousands with knowledge of Japanese and Japanese culture waiting in America, the pseudo-messiah filled his GHQ with other Freemasons, most of whom were laymen in their fields. I invite and challenge all those who truly care about Japan's future to join us in our efforts to bring to light how much this country, as well as all its relationships to the international community, has fallen prey to an elitist group striving for control over all continents. On Friday, October the 12th, from 8 to 9 p.m., we shall be walking in silent protest around the former General Headquarters, GHQ, from where the occupation of all of Japan was enforced during almost 7 years after the surrender of all Japanese troops. I do hope to meet you there and listen to your questions, which will be important steps to attain orientation in face of the most crucial challenge mankind has ever known, the New World Order. Bushido means the way of the warrior, which is distinctly different from all that is known about the machinations of secret societies with the world of big finance.